The anniversary had been planned to perfection, or so I thought. The table was set with our finest china, crystal glasses glinting under the soft candlelight, and the scent of her favorite dish lingering in the air. Soft classical music played in the background, the kind that once made her smile, the kind that once made me feel she was the one. She entered the dining room wearing that familiar, flawless smile. But tonight, something in her eyes was different. Cold. Calculated. Dangerous. As we sat down, she leaned back, crossed her legs, and smirked at me. Anyone else regret who they married? The words were casual, almost teasing, but they hit me like a hammer to the chest. My fork froze midway, my heart skipped, and the world seemed to stop. I forced a laugh, hoping it was a joke, hoping she would chuckle along. But she didn't. Her eyes glimmered with something dark, something I had never seen before. The music, the candles, the soft clinking of glasses, they all faded into a silence that screamed betrayal. I tried to continue the dinner, pretending to enjoy the perfectly cooked salmon, but every bite felt hollow. I watched her, her lips, her hands, the slight nervous flicker as her phone buzzed incessantly in her purse. She glanced at it quickly, eyes darting, fingers brushing over the device like a secret treasure. Something was wrong. Deep down, I knew it. A tiny voice inside me whispered what I had been trying to deny. She was hiding something. Her laughter rang out suddenly, high-pitched and exaggerated, at a joke the waiter made. It didn't reach her eyes. It was hollow, mechanical, rehearsed. That's when I noticed it. The faint scar of tension in her shoulders, the subtle shift of her gaze whenever her phone buzzed. The doubt in me became a pulse, beating faster, louder, demanding attention. I could no longer ignore it. "Do you really mean what you just said?" I asked, my voice calm but my hands trembling. She tilted her head, that smirk never leaving her face. "What? That I regret marrying you?" "Maybe," she said, almost casually, as if she was tasting the shock in my reaction. The word maybe hung in the air like poison, seeping into every corner of my mind, twisting love into horror. I stood abruptly, needing space, needing clarity. I excused myself to the study, my heart beat loud in my ears. My hands shook as I approached her desk. That's when I saw it, a small envelope, just barely tucked under a stack of papers, marked with my name. My pulse skyrocketed. I knew, even before opening it, what it would contain. The truth, raw and unforgiving, ready to shatter the illusion of our life. I tore it open. Inside, photographs. Clear, undeniable photographs. Her laughing, kissing, holding another man, touching him in ways she had never touched me in years. The betrayal was instant, sharp, slicing through the walls of trust one had built. 12 years of marriage. 12 years of shared memories, of plans, of love, or so I had believed. Every embrace, every smile, every whispered, "I love you," suddenly felt like a lie. I sank into the chair, my hands clutching the photos, unable to breathe. She entered the room quietly, closing the door behind her, and leaned against it, watching me with that same cruel smirk. "Found something interesting?" she asked, as if taunting me, as if she had orchestrated this moment all along. My hands shook, but I held up the photos, my voice trembling yet steady. "Why?" I whispered. "Why betray everything we had?" She laughed softly, almost mockingly, and stepped closer. "Because maybe I was never meant to love you. Maybe I needed this thrill. Maybe it was all too easy, too predictable with you," she said, and each word was like a dagger to my soul. I stared at her, my vision blurred by rage and heartbreak, yet beneath the pain, a cold clarity formed. She wanted a reaction, drama, tears. She wanted me weak. I wouldn't give her that. I spent the next hour calmly revealing everything. Every message she had hidden, every lie she had whispered, every secret rendezvous exposed under the harsh light of truth. She tried to argue, tried to charm, tried to twist reality, but I had seen through every mask. Every excuse fell flat. Her smirk faded, replaced by panic, desperation, and finally, raw fear. "Please," she whispered, "don't do this. I can explain." I shook my head. No explanation can fix 12 years of deceit. No words can undo the choices you made. Tonight, you face the consequences. I collected her belongings, clothes, jewelry, mementos, every token of our shared life, and placed them in boxes. The apartment felt surreal, echoing with the silence of betrayal. The city outside slept, oblivious to the storm that had erupted in the quiet of our home. She tried to stop me, tears streaming, pleading, begging. "I love you." I was confused. "You don't understand." But her words fell like dust against stone. I had made my choice. I had seen the truth. Love without trust was nothing but a beautiful trap. She had spent years weaving lies, and tonight, I unraveled the tapestry. By dawn, she was gone. The boxes carried her betrayal out the door, leaving behind an emptiness that was both painful and liberating. I sank into the chair, exhausted, yet in that hollow ache, I found a strange sense of victory. She had tried to destroy me, to humiliate me, to break me, but in her betrayal, she had freed me. Months later, I remember that smirk at the dinner table, the casual cruelty in her words. But I also remember the moment I finally stood up for myself, the moment I reclaimed my life, the moment I realized that the greatest power lies not in revenge, but in walking away from what poisons your soul. Betrayal had hurt, yes, but it had awakened in me a strength I never knew existed, and in that awakening, I found something priceless: freedom.